What's good, YouTube? This is Austin Sweet here.
I'm Dakota.
And you're watching The Sweet Life of Dakota and Austin. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and happy Friday to everyone out there. How the heck are you tonight? Tonight is not considered the following. We just thought we would like to review CDs for right now until we come up with something new for the channel, which will probably be gameplay videos. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Alright. So tonight we're reviewing an album made by one of our favorite country singers. The album that we're reviewing tonight is Blake Shelton's latest album, Texoma Shore. Just released it last year. This would be his 11th studio album. We know who Blake Shelton is. You guys should know who Blake Shelton is. But for the ones who don't know, he is a country artist from Ada, Oklahoma. He grew up in Ada, Oklahoma, and then at the age of 17, he moved to Nashville, Tennessee. But originally, he is from Ada, Oklahoma. He got a start back in 2001 when he released the song Austin, which would go on to be one of his first #1 hits. Then afterwards, he would come out with his first album, self-titled. Then he would come out in 2002 with Old Red. Then he'd have The Dreamer. He'd have a lot of studio albums, including the Texoma Shore one. I have his other album, which came out last year, or 2 years ago, If I'm Honest. I have that, I just don't have it with me right now. But tonight we're talking about this album. Alright, the singles off the album are I'll Name the Dogs, I Lived It, and Turning Me On. There are no features on this album, unfortunately. There are no features. There are no feature singers on this album compared to If I'm Honest. Now, as you guys can tell, well, first of all, Texoma Shore. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Texoma Shore. If you guys don't know where Texoma Shore is, it is Lake Texoma. It is right in between Texas and Oklahoma. So that's where it's at. So here's Blake Shelton on the front cover. Just basically looking off into space. As you can tell, there's Lake Texoma, and there is a boat right here. He actually did this album on the shore of Lake Texoma, which makes sense to call the album Texoma Shore. Here's what the back looks like. It's just Blake Shelton. Only one producer of this album, and that's Scott Hendricks. Right there. So as you can see, there's Blake, and here's the track listing. Now, there's actually something very unique about this album. Normally, the album would open up and you'd have the disc in here. But as you can tell, Compass, Lake Texoma. There's actually a certain way that you need to open it. And I'm going to show you what it is right now. We're going to start with the booklet. So let me get that out. So basically, here's Blake, and I think there's some pictures of Blake as a kid hanging out at Lake Texoma. Here is the sunset of Lake Texoma, and a picture of Blake relaxing. Here's what the inside looks like. Basically, there's a picture of Blake Shelton, and here are the songs with the lyrics. So if you guys want to take a good look at it, you know, just pause it. There's Blake holding his guitar. Yeah. Scott Hendricks was the one that produced this album. So, pretty cool. Now, the disc actually comes out this way instead of it coming out the normal way. Sorry for the glare. Here's what the disc looks like. Alright, now let's get into discussing the songs, because that's what you guys are that's what you guys are wanting. You guys want us to discuss the songs. And at the end of the video, we'll pick out our favorite tracks. The first song, I'll Name the Dogs. It's actually a really good song. It actually kind of reminds me a little bit of Honeybee. It kind of is like a sequel to Honeybee, but in my opinion, it's about relationships. It's about stuff like that. And if you guys want to check out the I'll Name the Dogs music video, I'll put a link in the description below, and you guys can go watch that. The music video is fantastic. Second song off the album, here, I'll let Dakota read it. There's the second song. Read it.
All at the house.
There you go. The second song is called, like Dakota said, it's called At the House. It's basically kind of kickback. It's basically talking about like the comforts that you would find in your own home. Okay, it's about that. It's about basically the comforts of your own home. Beside You, Babe, it's just basically talking about like relationships and whatnot. Basically waking up beside who you're with. Why Me? That's a good one. It's basically just talking about like, why did you pick me to be in a relationship with? That song's actually pretty good. I'll let Dakota read the next one. Right there, track 5.
Money.
Yep. Money. This is my other favorite track off this album, Money. It's just basically talking about like the benefits of having cash. Basically having money. Like every time having money. Okay? Check that song out, it's worth it. Turning Me On. Now this song is about Blake's current girlfriend, Gwen Stefani. The song itself is just amazing. I'd really recommend Turning Me On if you're a Blake Shelton fan. Alright, go ahead.
The Wave.
Yep, track 7 off the album is The Wave. Basically, it's just talking about like water and whatnot. Basically, how the girl is basically his wave. The song's okay. Could have been a little bit better. Track 8 is Got the T-Shirt. Now, this is one of my favorite tracks. I love Got the T-Shirt.
Me too.
Yeah, Hey Dakota loves Got the T-Shirt too. Got the T-Shirt is just basically talking about like Blake Shelton going through like a relationship, and the relationship didn't work out. And basically one of the lyrics is she's been there and she got the T-shirt. So basically that's good. Track 9.
Hangover Dude.
Hangover Do.
Hangover Do.
Yeah, the track's called Hangover Do. The song itself is okay. It's just basically about getting drunk and basically Blake saying like they're hangover due. Like they're due a hangover. Track 10, which is my least favorite track off this album. This song's okay, but I just couldn't get into it. And that's When the Wine Wears Off. Couldn't get into the song. In my opinion, the song could have been a little bit better. Just basically talking about like a night at home, spilling some wine on a shirt, and just waiting for it to wear off. In my opinion, the song should have been okay. Last track.
I Lived It.
I Lived It. Oh my gosh. I Lived It is freaking amazing.
Like me.
It's basically talking about Blake Shelton's life. His life in the past. Basically him reliving his life. Basically giving like some facts about it. And it's like a trip down memory lane, in my opinion. It's a trip down memory lane, and the song itself is awesome. If you want to check out the music video for I Lived It, I'll put a link in the description box below for that as well. For the music videos, I don't own the rights to it. Blake Shelton does, so I don't own the rights to it. So go check out those 2 music videos. Links will be in the description. So that'll do it for this album review. But before we go, we're going to pick out our favorite tracks off the album. My favorite tracks are I'll Name the Dogs. I like the whole album except for When the Wine Wears Off. That could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
So Dakota, what are your favorite tracks off of Texoma Shore?
I Lived It. Got the T-shirt. And Beside Your Babe.
Those are your favorite tracks?
Yeah.
So those are Dakota's favorite tracks. Overall, this is a must-have for any fans of country music. If you love Blake Shelton and you love country music, pick this album up. This album is a definite recommend. So that'll do it for this album review. We have more albums that we want to show you, and we'll have another one coming up next week. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure you hit the like button, leave your comments,
And make sure you hit that subscribe button.
that's better. And above all else, subscribe, tap the bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace.